Alright everyone, we're going on another mall trip, and this is going to be a really good one. We are at the York Galleria in York, Pennsylvania. This mall opened up in 1989, and although it's undergone some changes over the years, it still looks like it's straight out of the 90s. It's full of pastel colors, neon lights, and all those other great things we love about old malls. It's a really beautiful mall, and I'm going to take you around and show you it. I would say that this mall is somewhere between alive and dead. It has some closed stores, but overall it seems pretty well occupied and well maintained. It's lost several anchor stores over the years, but the spaces have been repurposed, with the Sears becoming a casino and the Bon-Ton becoming a storage facility. The major design motif throughout this mall are these hex signs, which are a traditional Pennsylvania Dutch art form. I always appreciate it when a mall takes inspiration from the community in which it's based. Here we can see one in these great 90s pastel colors. And down below we have this compass rose inlaid into the floor. Isn't that cool? It seems like most malls have removed all the interesting floors and replaced them with just boring, plain white tiles. They even included the design on the change machine for the kids' rides. I thought that was a nice touch. Now let's take a look at some of the closed stores over in the Sears wing. This used to be a Radio Shack, and this old T-Mobile is now a training school for dealers at the casino inside the former Sears. Here we can see some casino tables set up. And I thought this was kind of interesting. This old Payless Shoes is being used as a showroom for pianos and electric organs. So now I didn't recognize this store at first, but it used to be a Baltimore Orioles baseball team store. I have never heard of a baseball team having their own store at the mall, but they used to have one here. Let's check out this arcade. I have to say, I wasn't too impressed by this one. It didn't have many actual games in it, just prize machines and things like that. But at least it had a nice vibe. Here we can see an American Idol game featuring Paula Abdul herself. And here we have something called Flamin' Finger. Interesting name. Here in the center of the mall we have this incredible bright purple elevator. Nowadays it seems like malls are either removing features like this one, or they're painting them over in bland, boring colors. Seeing this one really made me happy, and of course I had to take it for a ride. So at this point in the night I was starting to feel kinda hungry, so I decided to head over to the food court. Just look at these signs hanging above the food court. Aren't these amazing? They look like something you'd see in a Windows 95 clip art CD. I just love them so much. I kinda wish I could take them home with me and hang them up in my own kitchen. So I went with the pizza tonight, and it was just okay. But up above the seating area are these purple neon lights. So neon lights, real neon lights, are another thing that's becoming a thing of the past. A lot of them are being replaced with cheaper LED lights. They're just not quite the same as the real thing. This mall had so many of these little touches like this one that really made it a magical experience. It really brought me back to how malls used to look when I was growing up. And speaking of neon, look at this FYE store. So now in 2009, FYE bought out Sam Goody, Suncoast, and many other mall record store chains and rebranded them as FYE stores. This particular location was a store named Disc Jockey, and these lights are left over from before that change. It was just really cool to see something like this, all these old neon lights and this really cool grid ceiling. I noticed this planter, which looks to me like it used to be a fountain. It always makes me sad to see that, and it seems like that's the fate for most mall fountains nowadays, unfortunately. So this Boscov's is the only open department store left at this mall. Now, if you haven't seen enough neon in this video, get ready. These old school Boscov's are a real treat to see, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the vibes at the neon Boscov's. I hope you enjoyed this visit to the York Galleria. This mall is a real time capsule of 90s design. It was a real pleasure to experience it. In a time when malls are either dying or being blandified, this mall is still clinging on to its glory days, and I hope it continues to stay that way for many years to come. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description to a live stream I did during my visit to this mall. I had a fun little Q&A session with some of my viewers, so check that out for some more York Galleria fun. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.